The United States Air Force has not introduced a new stealth bomber in its fleet in more than 3 decades. However, this is bound to change soon, as the B21 Raptor is almost ready for deployment and will likely replace the B1 Lancer and B2 Spirit, 2 of the oldest bombers in the US Air Force's arsenal. But what makes this next-generation bomber any better than its iconic counterparts? The B2 Spirit was the final American bomber to enter in the 20th century, but with the B21 Raptor now right around the corner, the former is set to be laid to rest. The reason being, the new jet is more intelligent, quicker, and lighter. It would also be the first American bomber designed in the 21st century to have the ability to carry out long-range strikes. After 7 years of research and development, in conjunction with 400 different suppliers from 40 different states, the B-21 was finally revealed to the public last year at the Northrop Grumman plant located in Palmdale, California. The $630 million heavy payload nuclear-capable, stealth long-range strike bomber stood in its full glory, but many had a rather strange feeling seeing it. Why? Because it appeared to be an exact replica of the B-2 Spirit, which it is set to replace. This incident sparked a heated debate on social media over whether or not it was only an improved version of the B-2. The only plausible explanation for the uncanny resemblance, however, can be the fact that the B-21 is a B-2 bomber 2.0. But is it really the case? When determining the degree to which the B-21 is similar to the B-2, the first thing to take into account is whether or not Northrop Grumman intended for it to be this way. The same company had developed the B-2, which represents the pinnacle of stealth bombers in terms of its capabilities. However, this does not come with some significant expenditures, which neither Northrop Grumman nor the Pentagon was able to anticipate. The unit cost of each B-2 Spirit is $2 billion, and the lifetime operation cost for the B-2 fleet far exceeds this already astronomical amount. However, with the B-21, Northrop Grumman restored faith in the company's capacity to bring a fleet of advanced stealth bombers to life without breaking the bank. The B-2, which spent its whole career as the stealthiest aircraft ever created, has demonstrated that the design it sports is the best in the game, especially if the goal is stealth. This is one of the reasons why the new B-21 also has more or less the same design. While ingeniously, the B-21 does not have the sawtooth trailing edge that the B-2 does, and it looks to be optimized for high-altitude, efficient flights. With a very low radar signal from all angles, in the end, there is only a finite number of ways to form a triangle, and this is why the two crafts share almost the same design. Nonetheless, the B-21 comes with its unique advantages, which include 1. High operational ceiling. As already discussed, the B-21 can soar very high, and this improves the line of sight for sensors and communication systems, which in turn results in greater performance, awareness of the current situation, and increased connectivity across a larger area. Also, at such high altitudes, it is much more difficult for enemy fighter aircraft to target the B-21 or monitor it. 2. Stealth. When it comes to their ability to remain undetected, the B-21 is simply the best. The external construction of the craft is fluid and smooth, resembling a seashell, and this reduces its radar return to the absolute minimum. Then, there are also the other fascinating stealth-building characteristics, such as having the inlet and exhaust buried further into the fuselage than on the B-2, and very strange futuristic windscreens. Furthermore, the B-21 is heavily armored with radar-absorbing material to prevent detection. And because of the sophisticated nature of this material, its precise composition is not likely to be discovered for quite some time. 3. Long range. Then, there's the improved operational efficacy that results from a longer combat range between refuelings. This virtue is absolutely necessary in order to successfully cross into and beyond the opposition's anti-access territory. The B-21's range will likely be sufficient to greatly surpass that of the B-2 and compete with that of ships. This will improve the survivability of the B-21 itself, as well as the survivability of Allied aircraft that are located nearby. The range also ensures that the B-21 is able to facilitate data fusion from air-based units that are spread out across miles of airspace, and it would share diffused data with each unit so that they could avoid operating based just on individual line-of-sight information. 4. Precision. The B-21 has half the payload capacity of the B-2, but this is for significant reasons. While it may not be apparent, but now it is simply not necessary to transport a large payload in a single aircraft as it was in the past. The two bays of the B-2 are capable of carrying around 70,000 pounds of armament between them. However, a significant portion of it consists of dump bombs that must be dropped in large numbers in order to eliminate a single target. On the other hand, the B-21 was developed during a period in which fire and forget guided smart bombs were becoming the norm in the military. Despite the fact that the B-2 can now also use this guided weaponry to carry such weapons, the B-21 has the ability to eliminate enemies with the pinpoint accuracy of a sniper. Because of this, having so many of them on board a single aircraft is simply unnecessary. While the B-21 has more than the capabilities of regular bombers, and also the appearance, the aircraft will be able to do much more. It may carry out a wide variety of tasks, some of which the B-2 simply cannot complete due to a lack of the necessary sensors or armament. These missions consist of the following: serving as a networking node for other platforms that are operating deep inside the contested territory, as a battle manager that oversees swarms of diverse unmanned combat air vehicles, fighter jets, and other stealthy assets, or simply as an intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance aircraft. The B-21's weapons will also be much more diverse than its predecessors. Electronic warfare will enable air launch, decoys, defensive and supportive air-to-air capabilities, anti-radiation and extended-range rapid reaction missiles, and so much more. But the weapon base of the B-21 has the potential to accommodate a wide variety of other cutting-edge armaments as well, including laser weaponry, active defense systems, and other essential modern weapons. If even that is not enough, there's also a manned-unmanned teaming option that is reserved for aircraft of the 6th generation, such as the B-21. Simple air-launched drones that are capable of flying their own targets or operating autonomously as kinetic weapon sensors, decoys, or stand-in jammers might be deployed from the B-21. This concept has been included in the B-21 program from the very start as the idea of having a family of weapons that work alongside one another, as opposed to having a single bomber that works solo as the B-2 did, is seemingly way better. The B-21's debut marks the beginning of years of development, tweaking, refining, and fine-tuning as the bomber undergoes constant testing, first on the ground and then in the air, under a wide range of situations, before finally being admitted into the US Air Force. However, what we know for sure is that the bomber is already on its way to becoming one of the weapons that any potential foe will fear the most, as it will arrive with little to no warning deep inside an enemy's airspace. This deterrent element will be part of any near competitor's thought process when considering military action. What do you think about the capabilities of the B-21 Raider? Tell us in the comments below. This brings us to the end of this video. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing and sharing so we can keep bringing more content like this. See you next time.